Creations in Brisbane, Australia. Welcome to my video this morning. I'm going to show you how to make these flowers. This is a card that I've made, and I'm going to be demonstrating the Bunch of Blossoms stamp set and the Bunch of Blossoms stamp set. Sorry, here we go. That's the stamp set and the Blossom Builder Punch. And that's going to make these beautiful flowers, which I really like. I'm going to make the large petals, small petals, and the center and the leaves, show you how to do them. So you'll be using the large petals, the smaller petals, and the small leaves. I've also used this little stamp set here for the little centerpiece, and I'll show you how to make that. There are a couple of little tips to show you, and to try and cut the video a bit short, and not to have it go on. I've pre-cut them all except for one, just to show you the technique on the stamping. So let's get started. The colours I'm using today are the Sweet Sugar Plum and Rich Razzleberry. Sweet Sugar Plum is from the 2016-18 in colours, and it's one of my favourite colours, and I would love it if Stampin' Up kept that in permanently, because it is a beautiful colour. In fact, it reminds me of the colour of my bridesmaids' dresses when I got married, but I just love it. And so what we're going to do first of all, get a scrap bit of Whisper White paper, and we're going to line up on our punch, turn it upside down, and we're just going to line up where we're going to need to stamp. That's so it fits into the punch and gives us a line up, so that we're not wasting all the paper. So I know that I'm going to use my stamp up that way to get it aligned properly. So out come the stamps. I actually have all the ones that I need on the little plastic sheet that comes with the stamp set. As you can see, mine are well used, but they're still stamped beautifully. The block I'm using is a size C block, the acrylic block, and you will see that I have the petals just sitting on the silicone craft mat, which I just love, and I'll show you why shortly. I put my glue here, and it's just amazing. So anyway, let's get started. I'll get my stamps. Oh, by the way, the leaves are done in Old Olive. So now this is a two-step stamping process. So now I'm going to knead it up that way to stamp in this corner. So I'm going to stamp it, dab it in the ink once, just tap it lightly, and then I'm going to stamp off once. So just use it on your grid paper, stamp off. Now this will just give it a lighter colour on the white paper. You can probably hear my dog whimpering because she wants to come in and she's not going to. Okay, so that's the first layer. The second layer I've used is the stamp that is not quite all full. It's just got a bit what I call shading. So we're going to stamp that. We're not going to stamp stamp off. We're just going to stamp over the top of that image, which should be easy to see with these acrylic blocks. Beautiful. Clean my stamp. And then for the third one, we're going to use the outline image, and I'm going to do that in the Rich Razzleberry and just stamp over the top of that, and that gives that a good outline. Okay, so we can punch that out now and just line that up. Excuse me, I hope my head's not getting in the camera. And approximately there. Okay, and just give that a squeeze, and there we have the petal. Now the extras I just keep in a little plastic container. Okay, so they're all the petals done. Now I just want to show you how to do the leaf. That's actually just done with one colour, but it's done in what I call the three-stage stamp. So I'll just line up where I'm going to put it, and it should be just on that edge there. So we have the full leaf. I'm just making sure I've got all my stamps here. There we go, I knew there was one missing. Okay, so we've got the full stamp here. When I mean the full stamp, you will see it's, well, when I stamp it, you'll be able to see it better. So I'll put my pinks away so I don't get confused. And got my old olive. Oops. This one is an old one and it just keeps coming out of the pack. So we're going to line that up there. Now I'm going to stamp that off twice. So it gives me a nice light green colour as the background. You can see that it's very light green. Okay, so now for a little bit of shading, we're going to stamp that off once, stamp over the top, and there, gives it a little bit of shading. So then we have the final outline on the leaf, and we're not going to stamp off at all. We're just going to stamp right over the top of that, and then we have our leaf. So you can apply this technique to when you've got any of these stamps. You can do whatever shading you want. I've just chosen to do it that way because I like the tones of that. So I'm just going to punch that out now, line that up, and you can see where I'm lining that up, and punch. Okay, a little bit off, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so now before I start putting these together, I just want to show you how I mould the petals, just to give them a little bit of extra shape. I just take the bone folder and just roll the outside of the leaves. This actually loosens up the fibres on the petals, and the bit, I just do that so it forms like an S shape. I don't know whether you can see that. So I'll do it with the bigger one. So like that, and there. That just gives that a little bit of base to attach to the little star, which I'm going to use, the little flower there that I'm going to use as a base. So I'll just go ahead and do these. Okay, it's time to assemble now. So I'm just going to put some of my Tombow glue on the base on my silicone craft mat. I am going to take just the end of my paintbrush, only because I couldn't find my toothpick here. So we're going to attach a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, and attach the first one to that first petal there, and just hold that in place just while it takes. I find Tombow glue the best glue for flowers. It just gives you that little bit of maneuverability when you're attaching the petals. If you haven't got them placed exactly where you'd like them, you can just move that around a little bit, whereas with your snail or your fast fuse, it's really quite instant and doesn't give you much room to move. So I'm going to go ahead and put all these petals on, and I'll fast forward the film a bit so that you're not wasting time, and I'll come back and I will do the same with these petals, the smaller petals, and I will just offset them in the center, and you will see that as I go along. Now for the leaves. So the glue will go on the stamp side and just attach them to one of the petals. The leaves, I just curl them a little bit on the outside. Oh, done it the wrong way, sorry, I always do that. Okay, there we have two. Okay, and we'll just attach one on the other side. Okay, got glue on my fingers now. Oops. Got the paper piercer here, I just use that to hold them down in place. So it's starting to come together nicely. Okay, so this little flower center and my extras from my little box, I just stamped that with the little centerpiece that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to do that in the rich raspberry. And just stamp that anywhere in there. Come on, little fella. Okay. And now what I do with this, I have a little foam mat. Oops. I just get my foam mat. It's got to be a soft surface, and just get the bottom of your paper piercer or any dome surface, and just give that a bit of a roll. And that rolls it up and it makes a nice round uplifted shape and makes a nice centerpiece. And if you've ever made paper flowers before, you'll know that you can also do that with a paper molding tool. Okay, and just for a rhinestone, diamante in the center, and we're all done. Beautiful. So there's some other ones that I've made, and the card, and you could use them for your card making, your scrapbooking projects, wherever. I think they're lovely flowers, and I really enjoy making them. I hope you do too. Would love to see your projects. Please email them to me or send them through to my blog site at winningcreations.com. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.